Which one?
I don't know how long ago he was a dude. He's a kid.
I have to
He's
look.
probably my age.
Okay.
And I was watching it.
Let me see something real quick.
This
You guys
dude,
on there?
This dude, Terry. He said he did 16 years. Him?
Yeah. You know,
It's my brother Al's wife's one of her best friends.
Oh wow.
And
he's from there.
She sent this to me. I'm just going to tell you, she sent this. She sent this to me, and she said,
"Yep,
watch right. He didn't go to jail for anything that he said he did."
Yeah.
She was like this with the kid. She said, "You don't remember him, Joe?" I said, "No, not really. I really don't."
They're on there now.
Oh.
How's everybody doing? We're here with Joe Watson. This is new to the channel. I'm doing a live interview like this. So what we'll do is we'll have him tell his story, and then we'll do like a Q&A, but we'll let him get into his story a little bit, and then we'll open the floor up for questions and feedback. So like I said, his name is Joe Watson. One of his friends reached out to me a couple weeks ago, and we've been trying to set up an interview, and just timing wasn't right. So today, timing worked out good. So we'll get the interview going, and then we'll hop in with questions.
Yeah.
So
is there people on there too?
Yep.
Oh,
you can see there's 53 on right now.
Oh, jeez.
Everybody saying hello, Joe.
Hello, everybody. My name's Joe Watson. 58 years old. I was born in Philadelphia, raised in Delaware County, Upper Darby, not far from Kensington. Let's see, where do I start? I was raised, my aunt and uncle raised me and three of my sisters. I did not know my real father. I knew my real mother, but to live with, to see every day or something, no, I never lived with her. Mm-hmm. My aunt and uncle adopted us. And let me tell you, growing up, I lived in Upper Darby, right off of Marshall Road, Lamport Road I lived in. It's row homes, 3-bedroom house. My aunt and uncle had 7 of their own children. Mm-hmm. So there was actually 11 of us living in a 3-bedroom home. Also with, we called her our maid, Lil. She was a great lady, but she loved my brother, Jimmy. He's really my cousin. I call him my brother. They raised, I lived with them my whole life. Yeah. My older brothers they got adopted and raised with their uncle, with our uncle and aunts in California and stuff. But I don't know a whole lot about them. But growing up, got into a lot of trouble, a whole lot of trouble. From about the time I could remember, I would say 6, 7 years old, mm-hmm. to be truthful. We lived in the suburbs, we had to play, on the streets, wall ball, fast pitch, half ball. We played it, and we broke some people's windows and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I started smoking weed 8 years old. I was doing bongs with my brother Tom. Mm-hmm. really my cousin, call him my brother, they raised me. But literally I started smoking weed at 8 years old. I was also smoking cigarettes at 8 years old. That's when I started knowing my mom. We used to go down to New Jersey to my aunt's house, my Aunt Cass. She had a farmhouse down in Atco, New Jersey, around that area, Glassboro and stuff like that. And I would see my real mother there. And my Aunt Cass had her children and stuff. And my Aunt Cass also had 4 black children of hers, so I grew up like that, I knew them. I knew they were family.
Yeah.
And I wanted to live with my Aunt Cass and them, to be around my mom. I mean, I really didn't know her, but what I knew was, come here. And she'd hand me $5 or something.
And that was your mom?
My mom.
Okay.
And I'd smell alcohol,
Okay.
I did. And what I did was, it was time to get a treatment. And the treatment was do whatever necessary to get put away and maybe go back with my mom.
Okay.
I got threatened quite a few times from my uncle, my dad. He raised me. Love him to death. I miss him. I will say this. He was right. He was definitely right. Because before he died, he died in 78, 79. He said right on out, with all the trouble that I've been in, all the times he went police stations to get me and this and that, there's loads of them. Trust me. I was, 10 years old robbing gas stations. Not with guns.
Yeah.
I used the only way I knew how to use. Can I use your bathroom, sir? Yeah. And you hear ding, ding, your car would come in, you go and pump the gas. Well, I pretend I'm going to the bathroom right away. I'm going over to the cash register or the drawers and start taking stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And
now, were you just doing that just like childhood mischievous stuff at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Constantly do whatever I had to do.
Yeah. And
me and my brother Tommy became like this.
Okay.
Tom smoked reefer. He was quite a few years older than me. Well, lots of years older than me, but he used to take me. But anyway, before my dad died, he said right out, he says, no matter what I do to you, you're not going to listen. You will be in the penitentiary by the time you're 21 years old.
Yeah.
And he's right. He was right. I was. When I did go to jail, I went to jail in 1981. And when I did go to jail, I went to jail for burglaries, drugs. It was more than just burglaries and drugs. It was a multi-million-dollar burglary ring. We were literally the first people in Delaware County to be charged with a federal charge, corrupt organization, the RICO Act. And we got charged by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And like I said, I was young. I was 17 years old when my case started, when they started doing the grand jury, they did an investigation grand jury.
Yeah.
And by the time the indictments and stuff like that came out, when they did lock us up finally in 1981, I wasn't 20 yet. I was almost 20. Another 4 months. They locked me up in June. 4 months. I was 20. They locked us up. And when they locked us up, our case was worldwide news. Up the Delaware County area, Philadelphia area, and then it went to 7 o'clock evening news, worldwide news. Took me a long, long time to accept what I've done in my day. It hurts me for the things that I have done. I mean, a lot of people go to jail doing stuff wrong. What I went to jail for, no. But I have to, I will answer to my creator. You can believe that when time comes.
So now the burglaries, was it just, did you have a drug habit or anything at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
What were you using at the time?
I was strung out on as much cocaine, as much meth, as much crank, as much 2-in-alls, lewds, ass, whatever you name it, I've done it.
It was
when I was 8 years old, I started smoking pot.
Mm-hmm.
Then it led to 2-in-alls, and by the time I was 12 years old, I was come sailing away with sticks, doing lines of cocaine, probably as long as this thing, my right hand in my mother's grave.
Yeah.
So
12 years old was the first time you did coke?
Oh, yes.
Who'd you do coke with for the first time? Friends?
The older boys.
Okay.
The older boys. I have to say that when I was in elementary school smoking cigarettes and reefer, you know, I was doing bongs at 8 years old, man, before I went to school.
Yeah.
In elementary school. I got caught smoking cigarettes in elementary school, Stonehurst Hills. And he brought me to the principal's office and he said, I'm going to have to call your mother and your father. And I said, you dial that last number, I'm going to light your desk on fire. And he said, what? And I said, dial the last number and I'm going to light your desk on fire. He dialed the last number, so I lit his desk on fire. No shit.
The principal?
I was in 5th grade. Yes, I was in 5th grade. Literally, man. I mean, I don't know if any of my family's in here or anything, but they'll tell you the same thing. And, you know, like 20 some years later, I got nephews and nieces that were going to school. Yeah. They were saying, Joey Watson was your uncle.
Thank you, Unicorn. Wow.
Literally.
Yeah.
And no, I'm being truthful here. I mean, it's a long time. I can laugh about this today, but I want to tell you one thing. When I did go to jail in 1981, I was an illiterate. I went to 12 years of school at Upper Darby. I went to Stonehurst Hills. I went to Beverly Hills. I went to Upper Darby. Yeah. But I went to 2 other special schools from elementary school and junior high school, and then they put me back in the regular school.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I played sports. I love sports. I'm a hellified athlete. We set an institution record in SCI Dallas when I played baseball.
Okay.
We was 18-0. But anyway, I was an illiterate. I was in special classes where I literally played ping pong instead of math. To get an A for a semester to special class, they would say, pick a state, write a letter. We'll help you write a letter to the capital of the state telling us what their state is. They have a flag. They have a flag.
Yeah.
They have a flower, whatever they are. And you write up, what do you want this semester? I said, I want A's. Okay, this is what you got to do. You pick 5 states. I picked 5 states. That's good. You get an A. But I could not be in any major. When you go to junior high school, you know, you have your homeroom and then you got your 7 periods with 7 classes.
Yeah.
I was in one room. And then I do phys ed.
Okay.
And wood shop and metal shop, and that was it. None of the majors. I literally sat in one room. I invented SLC in Beverly Hills Junior High School.
What's that?
Supplemental Learning Center.
Okay.
Because when I used to get kicked out of school, suspended, I'd go rob a gas station. I'd go in these stores, ladies' stores or whatever, because I was so young. I looked so young, and I would go in and I would say right out, looking for my mom. Do you have a bathroom? Just a kid.
Yeah.
I'd go in the back room. I'd look for ladies' pocketbooks, whatever I could. I knew what I was looking for.
Yeah.
I knew that I didn't know I was a drug addict or anything. I mean, I did drugs. And everybody used to call me growing up Riri or Tart.
Okay.
And I loved it.
Why? Why do you
loved it.
When they were saying Riri and Tart, they were referring to like retard?
To me, yes. Yes. Because there wasn't nothing
that you wouldn't do.
That I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm being truth. I mean nothing.
Yeah.
And I just loved it because I had control.
Yeah. Getting that attention.
Yes, I did. And I say that today because when I did go to jail in 1981, I could not read or write. I was an illiterate. I had psychiatrists and all that say to the judge, no, he don't even know what you're talking about in this courtroom.
Yeah.
I looked like I was about 14 years old, Frank.
Now, did you understand what they were talking about?
No, I knew it was burglary. I knew I did something wrong.
Yeah, you knew you did something wrong,
yes.
but you didn't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's what I also tell people is when I got certified, I was 15 years old. And I knew I did something wrong, but I didn't know the full impact of my crimes. You know what I mean? I just knew that I did something I shouldn't have done. But I didn't know that I would end up praying for it for the rest of my life, and
exactly,
and all that stuff.
And believe it or not, I didn't only have Delaware County. My case got so big, I literally, I went to Philadelphia, then I had to go to Delaware, then I had to go to Maryland. They nailed us because that's what, the crimes that I've done took me out of the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And which is exactly why it made world news.
Yeah.
Back in 1981. It was big. And the prison systems and stuff are way different than they are.
Yeah, of course.
Now. Oh my word. Unbelievable.
Can you tell us a little bit before I want to touch on, the prison stuff also, but we spoke off camera, and whatever you're comfortable with sharing, I know there's certain details you said that, that you just want to keep for yourself.
Yeah. For this time, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But anything that you are comfortable with sharing as far as just so the viewers can sort of understand what exactly, as far as your burglaries, can you just explain to them without sharing anything that you're not comfortable sharing?
Yeah.
Just so they can understand a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we robbed homes.
Mm-hmm. We
robbed businesses. We robbed from our higher power, I would say, who today I chose to call God.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun. It's I can laugh about it. I laughed about it, but as I got older and more mature, and I thought about my crimes, I mean, everybody from the homes and stuff like that, people got either their stuff back or insurance paid them back.
Yeah.
Maybe, but the other part of my case, my other charge with the burglaries, they, unfortunately, they couldn't get any of their stuff back.
Yeah.
Because their stuff was, let's say, melted. disintegrated.
Yeah. So just and I like I said, there's certain stuff that I want to respect. That's you know what I mean. That we already spoke of off camera. So there was just stuff that precious metals, gold, and stuff like that. Different type of artifacts that was taken in the burglaries.
Yes,
right?
Stuff that was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of year old.
Yeah.
Merchandise.
Yeah.
We literally knocked alarm systems out. We did whatever was necessary
to get in,
to go and get what we had to do.
Yeah.
We had a fence that would literally, he had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
This guy had his own friggin' thing down in Aruba.
Mm-hmm.
He'd take a couple, down at the casino and shit when they're 18 years old and say, oh, yeah, Mr. Eucubian. Rich, his name was Rich. Yeah. Richard Eucubian. And down at the casino, and they would say, how many, Mr. Eucubian? He would say 3. Right this way, sir. They would literally escort him to his own room.
Yeah.
And you play where you're playing blackjack or whatever.
So whatever you would take from the burglaries, we
would take to him.
How much would he give you? Let's say if
we got beat.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I have a co-defendant that wasn't. He was a lot smarter than I was. Put it this way, he was a whole lot smarter than I was, and a lot of other people, because some of the stuff that he did, he kept to himself.
Okay.
And he did by himself a lot, so there was nobody to turn on him. Turn state's evidence on him.
Yeah.
There was people, that got 2.5 to 5 less a day. There were some people got granted immunity from my case.
Yeah.
Just to tell you how big that was. You know what I mean? Yeah. This Commonwealth of Pennsylvania getting granted immunity.
Yeah. Now, if you had to put a dollar amount on the merchandise that you guys took in the burglary ring, what dollar amount would you put on that?
Millions.
And how much do you think how much would you put if you put a dollar amount on how much you guys made off of it?
How much I had?
Yeah.
I had more money than what my mom and dad did, and they worked legal for the rest of their whole life supporting us.
Yeah.
I had more money with me and hiding outside than what my teachers and everything had in school.
Yeah.
And I'm being truthful.
Yeah.
I went to every single. In the 70s, I used to go to loads of concerts, Eagles games, Phillies games, whatever we wanted. These kids, we went.
Yeah, as kids.
We literally went, and if we needed money, we went to our fence, and he pulled out, well, here.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know what I mean? I was going into grocery stores when I was 12 years old, going in to get boxes, saying someone's moving, and I'd fill that friggin' shopping cart with meat and cases of coffee, and I would take them to the fence.
Yeah.
Because the fence knew my brother and all his friends, and they were, 9, 12 years older than me.
Yeah.
And I was, I was a young dude. I was doing it, and I was introduced to him since I was a peapod. And, he was the shit.
Yeah. How much was the most you made that you guys got paid from your fence in one single burglary? What was the most that you guys walked away with?
$200,000.
$200,000.
$200,000.
And how many guys was that?
And I probably seen. If I seen $10,000
out of that 200,000.
Yes. Okay. Yes. We was burnt so much. We didn't know any. I didn't, I was a young kid. I didn't know what that shit was worth. I couldn't even take it down there because I wasn't old enough to do it.
Go down there, yeah.
Yeah. And it ain't like today,
where
you can anybody can take it down there and do it.
Yep.
it was I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
one of the
we got people in here.
Yeah, there's 100 people.
Oh, 100.
It said this man reminds me of K&A gang that a book was written about called The Second Story Man.
I probably was in jail with him. Was he in 1980? I went to jail. I literally, when I got sentenced, right? I went to jail in 81, but when I got sentenced in 1982. I went to Gradersford in 1982.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. You want to talk about a jail? 3/4 of a mile long, 400 cells on a block. They give you a box, 10 pictures, a pen, and a pencil.
Yeah.
And I was walking down there with that box like that, and all I heard was, "You gonna be mine, boy." Hey, white boy, and this and that. And I stopped. I opened up my box. I pulled a pen out. My brother grabbed my hand like that. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Al, I might not make it out here, man."
Yeah.
I mean, I was literally scared as shit. I looked like I was about 14 years old, dude. I'm being truthful.
And where was this at?
Gradersford.
Yeah. See, a lot of people don't understand that haven't been to Gradersford. You can't see the other side of the wall. All you see is prison cells, hundreds of them.
You can't see the other end of the block.
Yeah,
there's cigarettes.
Yep, there's so many people there. It's so rowdy.
Exactly, Frank.
It's a mess.
One block's got more inmates on one block than some of the county jails have their whole population.
Yeah. What was some of the stuff you experienced when you were there?
In Gradersford. Yep. Oh my God, man. I've seen loads of fights, people stabbed. Mm-hmm. I mean, we literally had some dudes run into our cell. I had one of my rappies, thank God when I went into Gradersford, there was 12 people with me.
Okay.
And all them 12 people came from Delaware County, Broadmeadows Prison.
Yeah.
And I just knew right away, Frank, if something's going on here, they're going down with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna get down with them too.
Yeah, yeah.
And
that's the way it is. When you come from the county, everybody that goes with you on that bus, it's sort of like an unspoken thing, and you say, "Look, if we get into something, we got to ride with each other."
I literally made a name for myself when I did that down in Gradersford. And you know what they say? That little motherfucking white boy can fight, can he?
Yeah.
He can fight. Because I had to go to Upper Darby Pal when I was a kid.
Okay, yeah. So you've been used to that type of stuff, unfortunately.
And that's what I had to do.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. While I was in the penitentiary, I used to train and work out every day with Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah, Bernard.
Every day. He was in Dallas with me.
Yeah, he was also. Yep, exactly. He was also
when he went to Gradersford first, then he came up to Dallas.
He was
and
there.
And then he went back to
for robbery.
Yeah, he went back to Gradersford.
Yeah.
To get the kids into boxing.
Yeah.
He'd stay in the ring and just like he did in Gradersford, he'd take on the whole goddamn fucking gym.
Yeah.
Dude, do 18, 21, 3-minute rounds, be like, come on.
Yeah.
Nobody would fight the kid in the penitentiary because they knew how bad he was.
Yeah. He
literally had pictures of Don King, Lou Duva when he was just a pea pop. He was Golden Gloves and stuff.
Yeah.
He had all that stuff. Bernard would.
Yeah.
He was just another caliber dude, man. I mean, he's
just a special person.
He'd be running and going,
"Yeah,
I'm gonna be the middleweight champion of the world. Let's go."
Yeah.
And from yard in to yard out.
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Out the yard, we do speed, but you know what I mean? We bring the pad back. In them days, you can bring the speed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You had your pads, which you can do all that stuff.
Yep.
You played handball, we literally we had tackle football with pads on back in the day.
Yeah.
We used to play Luzerne College and East Stroudsburg, and Stroudsburg used to come into the penitentiary.
Yeah.
The gym guy, Bill Mast, used to bring him in because he went to college down there in Stroudsburg.
Okay.
And he used to bring his boys in to play us on the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me, you were also, so when you got sentenced to prison, what was your sentence?
I had 10 to 20.
Okay.
I had, believe it or not, I had 6 jurors already picked in my case.
Yeah.
And what it boiled down to be is people pleading guilty and
in your case
had to accept it.
Yep.
What were you going to do? There's nothing else you could do because everybody else already ratted when you got 2.5 to 5.
Yeah.
I could have been you know what I mean? I could have did one of them, but guess what? I was brought up not to do that.
Yeah. Do you know somebody named Charles Williams? Somebody was asking. She said that her ex was also Bernard Hopkins' cellie, so she
probably Bernard was the one. I believe Bernard was on that block.
Yeah.
At the time.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Lou Brown's great dude. Lou Brown used to work with him.
Yep.
Lou Brown used to train me,
Yep.
and Tommy Dirt also used to train me,
Yep.
and DJ trained me as well.
Yeah.
And you all called me the Little White Lion.
Okay.
And let me tell you, we thumped.
Yeah.
My buddy Turtle, another dude, Turtle,
Uh-huh.
he was another white dude too. He ended up getting out. His buddy Gerard, white boy. Middleweight, a little light, heavyweight. He was like, he could fight, but he was like, yes, stuttering already.
He was punch drunk.
Yeah, he loved what he did.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And he would help us.
Yeah.
You know, and he did. And I'll tell you what, whenever it was time for me to perform.
She said they called him Bubba.
Oh,
the guy she's talking about.
It's possible. I mean, there's a lot of Bubs in
there.
Yeah. You know,
of course. Yep, over the years.
You know, I mean,
you know somebody named Charles Pluck?
Pluck, yeah, I know Pluck.
Okay.
Charlie Pluck.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit. You were in the riots in Camp Hill?
Yes, I was. Okay. Oh, yes, I was.
Paint that picture for us. Can you tell us, first of all, what the riots were over in Camp Hill?
Yes.
And, you know.
Okay. Believe it or not, the Camp Hill major riots was over. I did a show also. I did an interview also with After Prison Show, it's called. Guy by the name of Joe.
Yeah. He
also did a part 2, but however, the audio didn't come out right, but he's never got back with me on it. But anyway, these riots they took place because they took sick call from the inmates.
Mm-hmm.
You go to sick call, you sign up every day.
Yeah.
You can go to sick call when they call you. Well, keep in mind, in Dallas and real jails.
Yeah.
I mean, Camp Hill was for the young jitterbugs. Let me put it to you that way. Yeah. They were young jitterbugs. That's what they were. They know they go through classification. They got smart mouths, this and that. Camp Hill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's under 21 years old, Camp Hill.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's how it was. But they did it for sick call. And you have organizations. You have the Muslims organization. You have the Lifers organization, JCs, Spanish. You're allowed to have sales.
Yeah.
And everybody was allowed to have 3 sales a year. Well, they stopped that in Camp Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And then what stopped it all was when they took the inmates' family picnics from the organizations, man. That was it. And now keep in mind, when I got transferred to Camp Hill, it was in 1989.
Okay.
August, I went to Camp Hill. October, riots jumped off.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I had a couple months in that place. I was transferred to Camp Hill because when I got sentenced to my 10 to 20 years, the judge stipulated he must be in an institution with drug treatment as well as drug therapy.
Okay.
And in them days, Camp Hill was the only institution that had that.
Yeah.
And that was it. They didn't have the programs like they do now, this and that. They didn't have any of that. But it also stated I wasn't allowed in the same institution as my brother / cousin.
Okay.
Because he was sent to Camp Hill, my brother Al.
Yeah.
And I got extradited back from New Jersey back to Greatersford because when I was in Greatersford, they weren't sending you, when you got done classification, you went to your home.
Yeah.
That's where you're going. You're going to your home to do your bit. Well, you was not allowed to leave Greatersford if you had any open detainers. Well, I had open detainers.
Okay.
Out of state. I was in New Jersey and stuff. They extradited me. Well, when I got back, my brother was no longer at Greatersford. I didn't know where he was.
Okay.
I was sitting in my cell and the knock on the door and they said, "Who's M5773? Keep in mind now, a lot of people going to say, blah, blah. When I went to jail in 1981, they only had one letter.
Yeah.
Now
they have 2 letters.
Exactly. In 1985 or 86, the guard, Johnny, I will never, ever forget this. He used to yell out and say, "All right, you freaks, I want everybody to put an A in front of your numbers." Yeah. He used to say, "If you smoke a joint, you'll suck a prick, you freaks." Hey, Dallas, you had to be there, man. Yeah. Dallas was the shit.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Dallas was a man's jail. Let me tell you,
before we get there, tell us about the riots, though.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but tell us about the riots.
Yeah. So I was in this called the New Values Program, it was called. It was a TC, Therapeutic Community type deal. And believe it or not, I was in my 20s. This is when I literally knew what a feeling was. And I'm being true from my right hand in my mom's grave. I did not know what a feeling was. I didn't know love, sad, happy, grateful. I didn't know these were feelings. I didn't know none of that.
Yeah.
I had my roommates and shit writing me letters and reading letters to me. But anyway, when I was in Camp Hill and these riots jumped off, I was in a trailer, it's a modular type deal.
Mm-hmm.
And this goddamn freaking fire extinguisher comes flying through the fucking window. It's like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Because we were a ways from the population.
Yeah.
Camp Hill they had like 4 trailers. They were for different programs. The next thing you know, here comes a goddamn fucking mob top. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
Here comes a mob top. It's like, whoa! And the guard, had a partition in the center of the trailer where the guard could sit in this little room there and see both sides of the trailer. He went inside the thing and locked the door. He was trying to get on the phone.
Yeah.
And then they just start coming through the window.
And that was the start of the riot?
That was it. That was the night one. It came in and we all ran out. We were getting out. Guard says to me, he says, "Watching, you got that door, it's an escape." And next thing you know, here comes another fire thing coming through the window. I said, "See ya, we're out, we're going." We kicked out the exit door. We're getting the fuck out there.
So where'd you go? Into the compound?
Yeah, we ran out to the compound and we got pushed into the yard, which the yard that we got pushed into was all people that was in classification, drug programs, and mental illness blocks yard.
Yeah.
And that's where we got pushed in at. But that was about 5-6 hours that lasted.
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was supposed to be put back in their cells. Excuse me. They really was. I mean, it literally came out on the TV, the news. It's state troopers said, we just turned the jail back over to the warden.
Yeah.
Camp Hill is locked down and everything is safe. Well, little did they know, the next time they got out, which wasn't too much longer after that.
Oh,
it would last for 3 days.
So tell us, what was the craziest thing you seen during that?
It was a war zone, man. It was literally a fucking war zone. There were dudes running around with sheets on their fucking heads with literally pieces of freaking metal this long. Just, it was a war zone, dude.
Yeah.
Just big fires. There was cartons and cartons of cigarettes all over. There was, them dudes were in there cooking steaks and chicken. They took control of the jail. But the craziest thing I seen, guards getting their brains beat to fucking, man.
Yeah.
Just literally, man. I mean, it wasn't good, dude.
Yeah.
It really wasn't good. I mean, after, you see this one person for a while all the time. You get a commute just because he's a guard don't mean that, you can't be cool with each other.
Yeah.
And we were, when we was out in the yard, and this was before all the National Guards came in and the state troopers came in and all of that. They were surrounding the whole entire jail. The whole entire jail was surrounded. Fire trucks, ambulance, whatever they needed, National Guard trucks, all of that. Because there was nobody going on the other side of that fence, according to them. But we was all out in the yard, and this time we was all over. We was overrunning in population, all of that. You know what I mean? It was nuts.
Yeah.
They had a couple hostages.
Okay.
And one of the hostages they had was a female. Well, there were some people that just wasn't cool with that. With what took place. And then it was no more inmate versus staff or inmate versus, the parole board, whatever. It wasn't anything like that no more. It was inmate versus inmate.
Okay.
It was North Philly versus South Philly. South Philly versus North Philly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what it became. It became snitches versus they're going after them. That's where they're going. And there was literally dudes driving around in golf carts with welding machine on the back of them. They literally, Frank, cut the bars off of cells. All the toilets, everything, and when that occurred, it was somebody's getting out of here. They can't keep us here. There's no way they could. But I almost made a bus to get out of the institution, but I didn't. My brother did. My brother ended up going to Leavenworth, and they started, sending people. Once all the states, because back in them days, the newest jail was Frackville. Yeah, Frackville was one of the newer jails then.
How long did the riots last?
3 days.
3 days. Okay.
Yeah, I stayed out in the yard for over a week.
Yeah, they had you guys handcuffed.
Yeah, handcuffed and shackled, dude.
Yeah,
and that's 4 people.
Yeah, I had a cellmate that was there for the riots, and he's talking about the Camp Hill riots, Scott, where he said, he was handcuffed outside for a couple days.
Yes, Frank.
They left him out in the rain, whatever it was, the weather.
Yes.
You know,
October, it was cold. And down there, Camp Hill, Harrisburg, it's a little lake or whatever.
Yeah.
Real close, or a pond, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it's cold.
Yeah.
And you weren't in no Browns because they stripped you down. There
Wow.
were some people were so freaking, you know what I mean? They got treated bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. I wasn't that bright.
Yeah.
But I'm bright enough to know if I'm handcuffed and shackled and I see nine state troopers with clubs,
yeah,
I'm going to do what they tell me to do.
Yeah.
But there were literally people that I'm telling you, when they acted up, because we were handcuffed like this, my wrist is still broke from these riots.
Wow.
Honest to God.
Yeah.
And I was shot 2 times in these riots. But anyway, I was literally handcuffed and shackled to 4 people. 4 people out in the yard. They keep saying we was in the yard 3-4 days. No, I know for a fact we was in that yard for at least 5 days to a week.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you, we literally ate TV dinners for years.
After that,
we was in the yard eating like a dog.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, it wasn't good. I mean, I've seen dudes that just got fed up being like that.
Yeah.
And I got fed up being like that. But I got treatment for it too, because I got told. I told this young, when you acted up, believe it or not, they would literally drag you over into where all the horses would be shitting.
Yeah.
And they would throw you right in them, and they would say, don't move until you can no longer see your shadow.
Okay.
And you were going to see your shadow 24 hours a day because they had them big generators with lights all on you. So you wasn't moving. I'm being truthful. You wasn't moving. Well, I was handcuffed so tight. Honest to God, I was handcuffed so tight. I had this young boy shackled to me, and I said, yo, you don't want to be a part of this. Don't say nothing. Because my buddy was on this side of me. He said, Joe boy. I said, what? He said, your fucking hand's as big as your head. I said, something don't feel right, man. And I pulled my hand over, and I just was a lot thinner than I was. Yeah. I could see, you know.
They were all swollen.
My God, my pinky was probably like this, dude. My hand was like this. And I just jumped up. I was handcuffed. I jumped up out of the thing, and this guard came flying over on this horse. He jumped off the horse. He said, down, inmate. Down, inmate. Hit me in my shoulders, my collarbone. Yeah. I hit the fucking ground. I looked, and at that time, there's 3 or 4 of them coming right on up. What's going on here? And I said, look, man, I ain't trying to start. And I was in tears, man. I was. I said, look, man, please take these handcuffs off me. I said, look, dude, you can hit me all you want. I got 8.5 years, and you can't hurt me no more than what you already did to me. Yeah. And the lieutenant came right here. He was a lieutenant of state police, because there was no more guards from the Department of Corrections taking charge of this riot. Yeah. No. Governor said this is a state of emergency. State troopers and National Guards ran the jail. You know who came down to jail when they let the guards come in? All Dallas guards. The big Polacks. Yeah. And guess what? Joe boy was on like popcorn, because they would come looking for me. Or giving me cigarettes and shit like that. Yeah.
So how long after that did you go to Dallas?
I was in Dallas first. I was 82 when I went to Bradersford. Yeah. When I got back from New Jersey, they sent me up to Dallas for emergency shipment. Okay. And I was in Dallas from 82 to 89. Okay. And then I got transferred to Camp Hill. So I had to do from 89, 91.
So what was Dallas like?
Oh, man.
Explain to these people, because I know I was there, so I know what it's like.
Well, Dallas, believe it or not, was a college, man. I'm going to tell you that. We used to have this old guy, Marvin. This old man, Every time you had a recount, Marvin, where the fuck are you at now? He'd be sleeping under the desk in the school somewhere, or he'd be under the bushes down by the counselor's offices where the visiting room is. He'd be somewhere.
Yeah.
But it was not, it was a man's jail, man.
Yeah.
It literally was.
Now explain what you mean by that.
I mean, it was a man's jail because you know what? I went back to jail 15 years later. Okay? I did my 10 to 20. I did 10 years on parole with an additional 4 years probation. I relapsed. I was in a car wreck. I went back to jail. I got strung out on Oxycontins, Percocets, cocaine. I went back to jail. But then Dallas, you said something. Guess what? It's time to rock and roll.
Yeah.
You know, you just get it on. You want to be a young punk treated? Guess what? They're going to treat you like that till you're going to grow up. Yeah. And now that when I went back to jail, when I seen prison now, all they do is protect these young kids today.
Yeah.
Because everything is in a pod. You can literally sit there and when people say stuff about your mom or whatever, guess what? In Dallas or Greaterford or Huntington or Rockview, the real jails, you get your ass whipped.
Yeah.
And believe something, there's no way you're going to be able to hide from them because you see these people every single day. It ain't like in society you call somebody an asshole or whatever, you might not ever see him again.
Yeah.
You know?
So what type of stuff did you experience at Dallas?
I was literally experiencing things that I've never experienced on my own because I never had to do anything for attention. I was away from my brother. You know, I was with my brother my whole life.
Yeah.
Everything I did for attention.
So now being in Dallas, you was on your own.
Yeah. I had my rappy with me, Jerry, guy in my case, old Jerry, big head. And we bit it, man. I mean, I went to school up there. I was going to school trying to learn how to read and write because I didn't know how to do that, man.
Yeah.
I knew how to write my name, but I didn't know how to do that stuff, man. And I'm being literally truthful with you.
Yeah.
I was always an athlete. Always.
So that's good when you're an athlete because I'm an athlete also. So that sort of gets you dug into prison a little quicker because you're athletic.
I mean, like you see, when they say yard out, some of the bitches is running to that yard. They want to get to the basketball court, to the handball court, whatever, baseball field, whatever. I could just take my time because as soon as they see me come on that black top, get ready to come down the hill, I said, give me Joe Boy.
Yeah.
They said, there's that little white boy. He run like a deer. He can play too. They said, baseball, I was great. Football, same thing.
Yeah.
I had a lot of heart.
Yeah.
And a lot of this.
Yeah.
Because from growing up before I went to jail, I was getting medicine, being punched in the head by my older brother. Do it right.
Yeah.
How many times I'm trying to tell you to do this? Do it right, Joe.
Yeah.
Literally. That's what I did.
Yeah.
And as I was getting older and mature, it was like, these guys know I could play that shit.
Yeah.
And it's just, all my buddies were a lot bigger and heavier than I was before I went to jail.
Yeah.
But when I went to jail, I ran marathons out there, 26 miles for big brothers and big sisters. Played sports out my ass.
Did you have any altercations or anything when you was in Dallas?
One time.
What happened?
Commissary. When I first went on A block, well, it led to something even more because there was some Delaunas and heroin involved with it.
Okay.
And from a good friend of mine who was in, he's from Kensington actually.
Okay.
His name was Farmer. Frank Daniels, his name was. Very good dude. I knew all the Kensington dudes. I was from Delaware County. They were from Philly, but they were K&A. And let me tell you something.
Yeah.
When something's going down, K&A's coming with you. Let me tell you that right now. They're coming thick. They're coming thick. All of them. If you ain't coming down with them, guess what? You'll know about it. Well, we got some Delaunas and some heroin. And it wasn't. I was all right with it. I never did heroin when I was on the street. I did all the drugs but her. I never played with any of that.
Yeah.
You know, I never even shot drugs on the street. Always snorted it. But in the penitentiary, you'd be the big guy.
Yeah.
So we were going to chow. We was literally going to chow. And Farmer and Audie, very good friend of mine, he's doing life. He's from Kensington as well. George Austin. He's in Rockview doing life. Killed a cop. But anyway, I met Audie in Greatersford.
Yeah.
He got an M57 number just like I do. And good dude, man. But anyway, he's still bitten too. But anyway, we went into Chow Hall. Farmer and said, he's nuts if he think he's getting $125 for that shit. I said, I ain't got no family. I ain't got no money anyway.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have, and I didn't. I made wine to make money, and I pushed football tickets.
Yeah.
That's what I did. And they used to give us idle pay. That's what I got.
Yeah.
And but we went into Chow Hall. One thing led to another. Wham, 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 boom. It was in the Chow Hall. Was going on. This dude pulls out this freaking whacker from his coat because they wore these big freaking coats, man, big heavy ones. And when this dude pulled out this freaking whacker, and
what was it? Just a piece of steel?
Oh yeah. It was, back in the day, you had metal trays, metal cups, and, they take a tray, it was enough to just break them, and that's it.
Snap the
and let me tell you, that's it. You're done. And I've seen it happen. I've been in the movies there in the gym.
Yeah.
Then lights go on, you're getting ready to leave. Next thing you know, beep.
Yeah.
They blow the whistle.
Yeah.
Leading out.
Find somebody dead on the floor.
Leading out. That's what happened. But anyway, literally, but one thing led to another. I seen this. Well, in order for me to get to him, there was a guard right there. I did not assault no guard, man. I never assaulted any guard. I was fighting. Well, I had little round seats they have in there, the square tables. I literally, jumped on the seat and leaped, pushing the guard. I hit the dude.
Yeah.
Got Farmer's attention.
Yeah.
And we took him out. And they locked me up. They locked all of us up. We all got nailed with creating a riot.
Right, yeah, because it was in a child.
I got nailed. I got fucking nailed 24 months. They gave me S1 Annex.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And let me tell you.
It's across from the
Dungeon. We got fire.
That's across from the infirmary.
Yeah. Right down in the bottom, the annex.
Yep.
And down the steps. Yep. We literally got fire hose down there, dude. And I was in the hole with Mayberry.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Mayberry started out with like 5 to 10. And he was doing like 4 life sentences because he killed everywhere he went to jail. He killed
somebody. Yeah.
They literally built another fence around his cell.
Yeah.
And you know who else was my other neighbor? Chucky Africa from the Mood Members.
Oh yeah.
I learned how to play handball in the hole with him.
Yep.
And when I got out of the hole, they finally let me out in 18 months.
Yeah.
I could play 2 people one time on a handball court.
Oh yeah.
Because I had a shot ball to kill them.
Yeah.
Kill them all until you get the fence. But yeah, well, I got 24 months in the hole, to be truthful. I got 24 months. I got out in 18 months. But anyway, like 3 months later, they comes and get me, say I'm going writ.
Mm-hmm.
I said, fuck am I going writ for? You'll find out. They literally took me down to Luzerne County.
Yeah.
And cased us.
For what? For the fight?
To fight the riots on the guard.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I was like, what the I knew I did something wrong. They're calling all these charges. I'm like, you know what I mean? The guards beat the shit out of me. I had 2 broken ribs.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to fill out a request slip to go see a doctor.
Yeah.
One of the guards who was on A block with me was on overtime, even the whole Watson. I was like, hold up.
Mm-hmm.
He said, what's wrong with you? I said, dude, I can't move. And I pulled my shirt up like that. Black and blue.
All
he said,
Watson,
put a request. I said, I don't know how to write, man. He literally filled the request slip out and he got on the phone. He called the captain. It was Captain Jones then.
Yeah.
Captain Jones came down the hole. He said, I don't care what you got to do.
Yeah.
You take him to a hospital.
Yeah.
And they took me to the hospital. I had 2 broken ribs. Wow. But anyway, when they took me down to the magistrate's office and gave me all these charges, I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Preliminary hearing comes. Here I got this. I don't even know who the freaking guy is who was representing me, some public defender from something. And I told the guy, I said, well, I'm sitting here in the hole right now. I'm going 24 months for this.
Yeah.
He said, for what? I said, for hitting the guard. For all of that. He said, you mean to tell me you was already charged in the Department of Corrections freeze? I said, yeah, I got 24 months.
Yeah, they can't charge you.
When it came time for that public defender stated what he had to say, and the judge says, is this true?
Yeah.
And Department of Corrections guards who brought us down, they said, he's in the hole doing 24 months for something. I don't know how many charges.
Yeah. He
got nailed for it. So they had to wait till they got my write-up and stuff from the Department of Corrections.
Mm-hmm.
Now, 4 days later, they said, boom, guess what? He was charged.
Yeah. They can't charge him. Yeah. I had that happen. I caught a stabbing in Dallas, and they tried to charge me up. And I had already served my whole time. So when I went down to the infirmary, when I went to the magistrate, they couldn't charge me.
Oh,
they sent me
cool,
back,
man.
And they just kicked me out of the jail, sent me to another jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now, when did you go there?
97.
Oh, okay. I was already out on parole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different jail then.
Yeah.
Now, see, when I went back to jail, I had 10 to 20. I had 10 years parole to do, but I had also 4 years consecutive probation deal they gave me for attempt of burglary. They couldn't prove burglary. They had me in the house.
Yeah.
Right. Before the major riot, before I got nailed for the drug ring and the burglary ring with the corrupt organization, I had a prior case. They had me with a burglary inside the house. I jumped out the freaking window and they caught me like 5 blocks down the street.
Yeah.
The lawyer said right out, he said, I can guarantee you, we will beat burglary.
Yeah.
They didn't catch you there. They can't even prove you was in there.
Yeah.
And they couldn't. But anyway, long story short, I had to do 4 years. Addition, I did the 4 years.
Okay.
And I was working everything. I had a fantastic parole officer, Frank.
Yeah.
When I got out of jail after my 10 years, so much shit has changed, man. It was so, I tell you what, the day I got out of jail after doing 10 years, my ex-wife, Deb, we get in the car. I get in the car and I close the door and she turns the key and this fucking seatbelt come flying. I was like, whoa, wait a second. Right. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, you just wasn't used to that shit.
Oh my God, it was nuts. And then she said, you want to listen to some music? I said, yeah, cool. I said, what is that? I looked at her. I said, what's that? She said, it's a CD. I said, what the hell is that? She said, it's music. I said, where's the cassette player? So they had all that shit then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was great. Well, then, here's a good one for you here. We friggin' went shopping.
Yeah.
Right? We went shopping, and we're standing in line. We was in Wise's in Williamsport.
Uh-huh.
They didn't have the Wise's here in Muncie yet.
Yeah.
So they're friggin' scanning them like beep, beep, beep. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, I didn't know what that was either.
Yeah, and she says, they're adding up your food. And I said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then the guy says to me, excuse me, sir, do you prefer plastic or paper? I said, what? He said, do you prefer plastic or paper bags? I said, I don't give a fuck. Just put them in a bag. Do I get a choice?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Deborah laughed her ass. The people in line was just laughing their asses off. And Deb said, never mind, he's all right.
Yeah.
Because I met Deborah in jail. I met Deborah after Camp Hill's riots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to take some questions before we close out?
Yeah,
All right.
man, that was nice. I mean,
Yep. Does anybody have any questions for Joe that you'd like to ask? If you have any questions, I'll pull them up and we can answer them for you guys.
there's still people in here, huh?
Yeah, there's 117 people in here.
Oh, all right.
So let me see. It's a couple seconds delayed, so they're just seeing it now. Okay.
Yeah, I remember my parole. I had the greatest parole, man. If it wasn't for him, I'd probably be in jail because he was like a new father to me.
All right. Did you ever think about writing a book about your life? And if so, what would be the main message behind it?
Yes, I've thought about writing a book. Unfortunately, my spelling and everything still isn't there.
Okay.
The message behind the book would be now and then. What I have learned today from the things that I have done.
Nice.
Rights and wrongs, yes.
Nice.
Yes. I would, you know what I mean? I'd love somebody to write it for me.
Yeah.
If you know anybody, hit me up. Because I tell you, I can give you worldwide news coverage of it.
Yeah.
To be truthful.
Somebody said, were there a lot of drugs in prison
Yes.
in your day? I already know that. Yeah.
Yes.
There definitely was.
Oh, yes, there was. Did I bring them pictures? Oh, I thought I brought them with me.
Did you come across a guy named Dutch Schiffler from Kensington?
To tell you the truth, it's hard to
Yeah.
say.
Okay.
I mean, if he was in the 80s, I might know him. You know?
Yeah. Let me see.
I literally, in Dallas, I was literally in the penitentiary with Harry Riccobini.
Okay.
Philadelphia
Yeah, the mob
Mafia.
boss.
And his nephew, Sal Samenti, he's in Chester right now doing a light bit.
Okay.
Harry was a good dude.
A serial killer named Joe Miller. Lily, is he the one that was from Steelton? Let me see.
No, the biggest murder case that when I was doing my time was George Banks.
Okay.
When he went nuts.
All right. This is a good question. God's child. What was the exact feeling after stepping out of prison after doing your 10 years? What was that feeling? What was that like?
A feeling, to be truthful, I was scared to shit.
Yeah.
But there was also a feeling of joy, happiness. Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
It was just, you know what I mean? I mean, it it was freedom, man. It was, you know, they didn't literally want to give me parole. I had 51 misconducts, man. You know what I mean? I had 51 misconducts in jail.
What was the majority of your misconducts for?
Oh my God, making wine, smuggling, reefer in jail. Oh yeah. All kinds of fun, calling guards assholes. Especially when they had the new ones came in and stuff like that. You know, they want to try to run the. Let me tell you, when you're on A block was the block. Let me tell you, it was it.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, the inmates did it.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
I was never in Albion. Were you ever in Albion?
No.
I don't even think that was there.
It wasn't even there then.
Yeah, it wasn't there.
No. When I went back to jail, when I got locked up back in 06, because like I said, I was out of jail. Here's another part of my story that will blow your mind about these riots.
Mm-hmm.
I'm suffering dearly today because of that. And let me tell you, I was out on parole for 14 years. I never got in trouble, never did anything.
Yeah.
When I relapsed and I was strung out, prescription, narcotics, led to cocaine, I had a whole lot of money because I was laying blacktop out of that. I still have an asphalt pump. I still blacktop today.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for that today. That's another part of my story. If somebody wants to hear it, I'm willing to share it. But when I did go back to jail, I got locked up in 06. I got locked up with 9.65 grams of cocaine.
Okay.
They didn't find the crack, but they found powder. You know, and but anyway, I was out on bail. My buddy put two houses up for me to get me bailed out, and I had over $20,000 in Sears stock because I worked at Sears for over 15 years. You know, it sold major appliances, dress suit and tie. It was cool. But anyway, I still did my blacktopping business and stuff. But the lawyer told me, Joe, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
You know you're going to jail for this. I said, yeah, well, what? He said, well, you're a refill. I said, what?
Oh, yeah.
He said, you're a refill. I said, well, what the hell is that?
Yep.
I said, look, dude, I was only in trouble one time in my life. All the charges that I had, believe it or not, with all the time I got, you know what I mean? I never got locked up for anything in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I was a young kid breaking windows or stealing pocketbooks, I didn't have nothing. Dad come to get us at the police station. We got home and got our asses whipped.
Yeah. That's
what we got.
Yeah.
You know, but when I went back to Camp Hill after all them years, I got out of the Lycoming County Sheriff van at the front gate. As soon as I got out of the van, the very first guard, he's an asshole. I hope he's watching. He still knows he's an asshole. It was my ex-wife's cousin.
Okay.
He was a Camp Hill prison guard.
Yeah.
He came after the riots. They gave him a tough guy.
Yeah.
He come right on out and he said, here's one of these assholes that destroyed this jail back in 1989. And Frank, they came just right on over to, boom, threw me up against the wall, handcuffed me, shackled me, and they said, take him to RHU, to the hole. I said, what? They said, you're going over to the hole. I said, what, Mohawk? Because that's what they called Mohawk back in the day. They can't build now. It's the whole RHU, but it was called Mohawk.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm already locked up. The fuck are you going to do to me?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here, I was worried in a way because I was only sent to Camp Hill for an evaluation.
Yeah.
They didn't have no evaluations back in the day, Frank, when I was going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't. Now they do all that with people.
Yeah, it's different.
But they sent me up there for some SIP program that they started in 05.
Yeah, I remember.
And I didn't know what it was, but the lawyer said to me, he said, trust me, I will get you this. He said, believe it or not, you're a refill, and this asshole over here wants to fry you.
Yeah.
He says, but all that time you did, that's a lot.
Yeah.
He said, trust me, watch. And it got my time to, speak for the judge. He spoke for me. I said, I operate my own business, man. I was in a car accident. I was strung, mangled up. Start taking them. That's all.
Yeah.
I didn't go back. I didn't steal none. Didn't do what I went to jail for.
Yeah.
And the judge sent me up there.
Oh, good.
He sent me up there for dig this. When I went to the hole, when Donnie, Barlow said, here's one of you assholes that destroyed his prison.
Mm-hmm.
No, sister, I'll be 59 in October.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, right? He said, I hear this voice, right? I hear this goddamn voice. I'm trying to stick my head out the bar, right? The voice sounds so familiar. And I said, excuse me. Guy comes over the window. I said, Bernie. He said, yeah.
You know him?
Who? He looked up. He said, Watson. Joe. And I said, hey, Bernie, how you doing, man?
Yeah.
He said, Joe Watson, what are you? You're not here for no evaluation. He said, you're not here on no violation. Or I said, no, I'm done with all that, Bernie. I said, send up there for some SIP program, man. Guess what he says to me? You know who I am? I said, yeah, Bernie Kaminsky.
Mm-hmm.
He said, no. He said, I'm a director of drug and alcohol for the Department of Corrections. He said, what happened? I said, I'm up here from Lycoming County for an evaluation for the SIP program.
Okay.
He said, well, what happened? How'd you end up here? And I told him. I said, the guard barter at the gates, man. He said, we've had troubles with this asshole for the last 15 years. He said, get your stuff. You'll be out of the hole by the end of the day.
Oh, good.
I was in and out of Camp Hill in like 42 days. They sent me to the boot camp up near Rockview, Quahana, right? I'm in this trailer, this SIP program. I couldn't deal with it no more.
Yeah.
But we jumped ahead of the thing. When I did go back to Camp Hill this time, when he said he destroyed the jail, when I seen them flagpole, right where them towers are.
Yeah. All the flashbacks came back?
Flashbacks. And that's where I was shot.
Yeah.
I was shot twice in them riots.
Where'd you get shot at?
Yeah. Salt and rubber bullets.
Wow.
And let me tell you, it hurt like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I bet.
It hurt like a motherfucker. I'm going to tell you, that salt blew that shit right off.
Yeah. We
went back. When they had us all out, we was all out in the yards rioting. We wasn't part of the riot. Hey, you got to defend yourself, man, and hope to God some of these inmates you ain't fucked with. Someone's coming to get you.
Yep. What do you do to stay sober now?
I work constantly. To be truthful, man, I drank beer. Oh my God, man, for years. 36-pack constantly. Had a DUI. Then I got pulled over for narcotics, prescription narcotics. I got drove for. But what made me quit drinking beer? I've seen Elvis. Trust me, he's alive. Yeah. I've seen Elvis. He's definitely alive.
Wait, what do you mean?
I was so fucked up drinking. We were going to Watkins Glen racetrack. I worked with biters. I was so fucked up. This tractor trailer jackknife in front of us. I had my van. It was bringing my buddy up for his birthday because I had 2 free tickets that my boss gave me. I hit him up for his birthday. This tractor trailer jackknifed in front of me. I threw that thing up in park. I ducked down like that. The van went like that tractor trailer. literally the back end of it knocked the Chrysler sand off the hood.
Oh, wow.
It went bing, boom, hit the windshield. When I got up like this, it was like this far from the window.
Wow.
I drank that NA beer.
Yeah.
Couple years, Frank, before I stopped drinking beer completely. Nowadays, what if I drink a beer, a 6-pack of beer lasts me 3-4 weeks?
Forever.
Yeah, I just don't like it no more.
Gotcha.
And I'm grandfather. She's 1 year old. And I have another one now. When I went to jail in 81, my girlfriend was pregnant with my son.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew him till he was almost 14 years old. What keeps me sober and shit today, believe it or not, was when I went back to jail in 06 and I lost every single thing I had. And let me tell you something. I had a whole lot.
Yeah.
I had a whole lot. Asphalt company, lost it all. Dump trucks, paver, roll, lost it all.
Yeah.
Everything.
Wow.
I lost everything. The most important thing I lost was my son. I lost my whole life. My wife, my son, lost it all. It was over. And then the riots jumped off and, no, not the riot, went back to Camp Hill and flashbacks of these riots and shit. Frank, all the years I was out on parole for 14 years, I ain't never knew I had no fucking PTSD.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I ain't never in my life knew any of that shit. That never happened to me. Yeah. But nowadays, I mean, I'm telling you, you ask her, I go into stores.
Mm-hmm.
Go to stores I'm going into, stores I know, Sheets, Wises, and I'm in and out.
Yeah.
And if I ain't, I'm with that cart, because that's my best friend.
Yeah.
Because if something jumps off, it right there might save my life.
Yeah.
But what keeps me good today is I was able to get material things back.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to get my business back again, building it slowly but surely. I was able to get my youngest son, Zach, back into my life. That was the hardest thing, to get back out of jail.
Yeah.
And, get that trust, get that back into my life again. Because I lost it all.
You know Shirley?
Shirley DeCaro. Yes, that's my son.
Mom.
Let me see. Is that Shirley?
That's what she says. Joe, it's Shirley.
Hello, Shirley.
I'm his son's
That's my son Joey's mom.
Yeah.
If it's the same DeCaro.
Yeah, well, she knew. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She knew that information.
Yes, Shirley knows. Yes, Shirley was pregnant with our son.
Yep, I'm sure it's the right
and my
person.
granddaughter. How about that?
Wow.
Wow, a small world, isn't it?
That's awesome.
Yes, and Shirley can tell you. Actually, Shirley got caught smuggling reefer into the jail.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow, what a trip. No, but believe it or not, she was my life.
Yeah,
I literally loved her.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out. Because I was away. Yeah. Like I tell my oldest son, Joe, and I just talked to him tonight.
Yeah.
He's driving around the brand new 2020 Dodge truck.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes.
That's awesome.
I seen her on your site before down here, and I said, "Is this the Shirley cat?" But I don't know how to answer people on here.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, Shirley, how about that? Good.
Yeah.
I hope you're doing good, Cheryl.
Yeah,
it's been a long time, but yes, I don't know. I mean, I have a feeling if I didn't go to jail, I would have been in my son Joey's life. I'd have probably been in Cheryl's life.
Yeah, that's what she said.
To be truthful.
Yeah.
You had me crying. Yeah, Joey's 38 years old. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
January 7th, 1982. Shirley was pregnant with Joey when I got locked up.
Wow.
And she will be my witness what happened to me.
Yeah.
Trust me, it wasn't.
Yep, they were laying on the couch when it
wasn't good. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. Look how small the world is.
We were both, you know what I mean? We were both very young. I mean,
yeah.
And there wasn't nothing, believe it or not, nothing that we couldn't have when we were kids.
Yeah.
That I couldn't have because I could go to the thing anywhere I want and go get it.
Yeah.
From my fence.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
It's just a shame the way things turned out.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I mean, life today, I have both of my sons in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I even have my oldest son, Joey, and my granddaughter. I've seen her a couple times. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But now he's in that situation with her family that he's doing the best that he can. When he wants to spend time with her, they seem to want to take her someplace else.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
It's hard.
I mean, it's very hard for him. But he is in my life today. I mean, you know, and I brought him up here. He lived with me. He's also worked in my blacktop company, and you know, and he's a city boy, Frank. Okay. You know that. You know what I mean? That's where he was.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. She said,
me too, Cheryl.
I'm happy that you're doing good.
Like I say today, Shirley knows what I went to jail for.
Mm-hmm.
And what I say today that keeps me strong, Clem.
Yeah.
CLEM. Christ loves even me.
Yeah.
For what I've done in my life. And I can honestly say, I've never in my life put a hand on a girl.
Mm-hmm.
I never in my life put hands on kids.
Yeah.
I don't play that shit. I was raised different.
Yeah.
And even growing up, I mean, when I went to jail, Frank, believe it or not, I could have even played what the lawyers told me to do. Say you were abused.
Yeah.
Say this, say that. No, I wasn't abused. I got my ass kicked because I wasn't a good kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you
know
mean.
what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you
know,
mean.
And you know, I mean, like I said, growing up, they called me Riri and Tart.
Mm-hmm.
And I thrived over that.
Yeah.
Yes, I thrived over that. You know, I did that shit for attention.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
stuff we do when we're young, right?
Yeah, and I was one hellified sing. Man, I could imitate all of them. Right. Steve Perry, David Lee Roth. I'd kick it all out, man. I'm telling you. I'd get up in front of everybody and just rock and roll, man. Yeah. I'm telling you, I used to sing just like them. But today I'm an old fuck. Excuse me. No, I'm just grateful to be, you know what I mean? Grateful to be around. And,
she said to do some Van Halen.
There you go, David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
Yeah, reach down between my legs, ease the seat back. She's running. Watch if she knows.
That's
she
good.
knows. I ain't seen Shirley in, oh my God. I think the last time I've seen her, oh my God, it had to be probably before Sean passed away. Decades. At least. Yeah? Oh, yes, longer than that. Yes, it has.
Wow, that's awesome.
No, I've had 3 major throat surgeries. I've had 2 major back operations.
Yeah.
I worked hard. I worked hard for everything I have today.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to be alive. Everything I have is just about paid for.
Nice.
And I'm happy. I mean, dude. Yep.
Nice.
I mean,
that's awesome. That's awesome, man.
I'm just so grateful. I mean, you know,
thank you, Dorota.
I literally, I used to go to a juvenile facility called Losaquit when I got out of jail. And I used to bring these young kids to NAAA meetings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And bring them to my house, have dinner for them and stuff like that. I literally did.
Yeah.
And a position opened up there. And I've done this for quite a few years, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because my parole officer said, Joe, this be good. And I loved it.
Yeah.
I literally did love it. Mm-hmm. And I'd come right out and tell them, yo, I'm not going to change any of your goddamn lives, but I'm going to tell you something. You're not tough.
Yeah.
You're not tough. You should thank God. People like this are trying to look up to help you out.
Look out for you.
Because they never did no shit like that for me.
Yeah. Man.
When I got done doing my 10 years, they just said, there's the doors. Go grab it.
Yep.
That's what they said to me. But when I went back to jail in 06, for drugs, I got that SIP program. That's how I met Deanna.
Yeah.
It's how I met Deanna. Okay. I used to run meetings, DRA meetings. Yeah. I used to run out there in Hazleton. I went to a halfway house out there. But I had a serious attack out there in Hazleton. We got gang rushed by the Department of Corrections and the state police, 11:30 at nighttime. Had the lasers and ran them right up. I was like, whoa, what's going on here? All kinds of shit, man. It was supposed to be a drug program. They just started releasing dudes. Yeah. Had 15 years and nothing. They were just they loaded the 7th floor up with, it was nuts, Frank. Someone got killed out there. One of the dudes from the halfway.
What year was it?
This was 2008, 2007 and 2008 in that area. Because I got out like the end of 2008 or the early 2009. Okay. I was done the whole. Yeah, I was done the whole case.
Wow.
Then I was done the halfway house. Because that SIP program, you had to go to the halfway house.
You had to finish it out.
Yes, you had to do that and do your drug treatment. Yep. Well, I used to run DRA meetings, which, believe it or not, I'm an addict. Mm-hmm. I'm an addict. And I'm going to tell you something. What works for me might not work for you.
Yeah.
But we go by what we hear. One thing I know today, it's all right to ask.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'm sitting here today because I learned how to ask.
Yeah.
If you're an addict, let me tell you something. Most of my psychiatrist, but I still go to mental health too. Mm-hmm. I still see a shrink.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Most of your addicts today, they just don't only have an addiction with alcohol or drugs. I guarantee you most of them have a, quote, mental illness as well. Mm-hmm. And from my experience, from what I hear from the professionals, you can go to all the AA and NA meetings you want. You're just a drink or a drug away from something that's bigger than you today with this fentanyl and heroin and this. You need to get some serious mental health treatment first.
Yep, agree.
And I mean, seriously, man, it is. It's that shit's bad, man.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
God.
Yep. Well, I thank you guys for tuning in and being here with us. You want to say anything to them, Joe?
I thank everybody for being here.
Yep. We thank you guys. Appreciate yous. And I thank Joe for sharing his story. And hopefully this isn't the last time that we have him on the channel. And he can come back and share more of his story with us. And I thank you guys for
my drink here.
Yeah. I thank you guys for listening and for tuning in. I appreciate you. Everybody have a great night. Everybody's saying thank you, Joe.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, we thank you guys very much for all the support. And everybody have a great night. Yep, we'll have him back on hopefully again, so he can share.
Nice.
So he can share some more of his story.
Yeah, I mean, because it's just I'm still learning, Frank, to be
Yeah,
truthful.
of course.
I really am.
Of course. As we all are, right?
Yeah. It's all right to ask, though.
Yeah. It's hard to ask for help, but it's all right, you know.
Yep. But going to, the mental health has helped me more than anything.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I never.
Yep, me too.
This PTSD ain't never, all the years I've done now, Parole ain't never hit me.
Yeah.
Not until I went back.
Yeah.
I dropped down to 130 pounds, went into a major depression real
wow.
bad.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All we could do is keep on fighting, though, right?
That's it. You can't give up.
Exactly.
Don't ever give up.
Yep. Exactly. We just keep on rumbling.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we could do.
Exactly.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. There's still people in here, huh?
Yep.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Now, will I be able to go home and watch this, huh?
Yep, absolutely. Yep. Once we end it, you'll be able to rewatch it. Yeah. It's awesome. So I thank you guys again for being here. And I truly appreciate you. Remember, be nice to somebody tomorrow. Just be kind to somebody just because. Don't ever underestimate the power of positivity and being nice to somebody. So tell somebody you love them. Tell somebody you care about them. Tell somebody they're doing a good job. Believe me, it makes a difference in somebody's life. Somebody needs to hear, that from you. So
yeah,
I thank you guys again.
God bless you.
Yes, I'll be on again tomorrow evening. So everybody have a great night and stay blessed. All right.